How's it going, everyone? Jesus here, aka Tyrant Dominus, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about Anchor. Anchor is the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. Honestly, Anchor is a very enjoyable platform to be on, listen on, and just a joy to be a part of this community. Anchor, come check us out. And welcome back to another episode of Reactioncast. This time around, we're going to be doing a movie review about Space Jam: A New Legacy. This movie's been around a little bit now, so at this point, I had to watch it a second time because the first time I just thought, nah, it can't be that bad, right? But I put myself through it to watch it a second time, and yeah, it's not a good film. In the sense that for being a kids movie, it's just so blatantly overstuffed. It's like the best way I can put it, and the best way I've talked about this film, it's like visual diarrhea happening on the screen. And the plot itself, for being so simple and basic, it doesn't even do a good job at doing that. So Space Jam: A New Legacy is kind of somewhat of a sequel because they do make references to the original Space Jam and they make jokes about the original Space Jam, but it's just, I don't know, it's weird because so we get the main lead, LeBron James, playing himself, or an alternative version of himself, and where he's like, this is the best way I can see. This would have been a very interesting like alt-world LeBron movie, because that's what it is. It's a LeBron James movie with just the Looney Tunes slapped on it. It's not really like a Looney Tunes kind of Space Jam-y movie, because for as much as like the Looney Tunes and all the other fun references you get, it just doesn't do a good job at that either. So let's kind of go into a little bit of the plot. I'm not gonna do spoilers. I'm after watching it twice, it's just frustrating because just going into it, you have LeBron James, and he's with his kids, and he's like put in the work, do the fundamentals, like don't get your head in the game, things like don't let things distract you, like very in your face, kind of this like one narrow-sighted view on things, like, and you kind of follow his sons, mostly his youngest son Dom, who's like this very aspiring video game creator, who's like doesn't want to be like his father. He wants to do his own thing, and that's kind of where you get this whole like dad versus son thing. And it's been done multiple times. It's done well before. It's been bad before, and this one, it's just not done well, because the concept of the plot is like acceptance, and like you gotta let people do them. You be you. Like that's always been my phrase. You be you. And it takes forever for LeBron until like the third act. You're like, oh, okay, like you just you do you, and I'm like, okay. And like to the point where when he finally meets Bugs and things like that, he's like really pushing stuff, like not letting bugs be bugs, things like that. You see, the plot is just the plot is super simple, but it's just like not done well. It's just so annoying that it could have been so much more like expanded, because this film, if they went with a different like concept, like trying to find the Looney Tunes, because it's trying to find the rest of the team and things like that, and then you find out that every other member of the Tunes are on different like universes of the Warnerverse. Like, it would have been so cool to do, like, because they do a small montage, but that just doesn't do it right, because we get you get some longer segments than others. It just doesn't feel like they utilized like the content properly. It's just like, oh, there's a reference to that movie, there's a reference to that movie. Like, it's cool, you have so many Warner Brother properties, and even at the finale, it's just like crazy, like how many things they fit on the screen. But then it's at the point where it's like I said, it's like visual diarrhea. It's in like so much is happening, and it's like, yeah, that's happening. And then even the finale where they're like playing the game, like some of the things they do are like cringy and stuff, but at that point of the movie, I just don't care. There's some decent jokes, but it does not outweigh how bad the writing is, how bad the pacing is, how the lesson of this movie just comes off mediocre. And yeah, it's very disappointing, because for what it's worth, the original Space Jam, I like rewatched it recently. It's not the greatest movie of all time, but it's a very fun and enjoyable movie, I could say the least. And for how like cheesy that movie was, it was still like fun to watch. This one, I was hoping would be just a fun watch, but it was just so like poorly put together, and it was just very disappointing, and it just didn't work out. Like, there could have been so much more done for all the characters. It just could have been done well. Besides that, it's I'm gonna give it a final score. This movie, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10. This is gonna be one of my lowest rated films as far as Reactioncast goes. It was just a horrible film. Like, it was just a horrible film. If you want to bump it up to maybe, like, if it would have been a LeBron James film, I would have gave it a 4 out of 5. Like a LeBron's with a little mix of stuff. But it felt like it was supposed to be a Space Jam sequel, and yeah, that's where you get the 3 out of 10. And if you have like a couple drinks and a few shots before the movie and during, you can bump it up to a 5 out of 10. But yeah, that's you do you, right? But yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you thought about it. Since we don't have comments in since we don't have comments on podcasts, and if you're not watching this on YouTube, just if you are watching on YouTube, post in the comments what you think about Space Jam, the new legacy. If you're listening to on any of the podcast platforms, let me know what you thought using tag me and use the basketball emoji, and to let me know what you guys thought. But yeah, all the links below for like Twitter and Instagram and TikTok are all below, so you can hit me up. Besides that, yeah, there you go. Those are my thoughts. So until next time, see ya.